Shalom, 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 shalom. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemal Shai, B'Shem HaKadosh. Shalom, meaning peace. And that's to the elect of the nation of Israel. Of course, giving double honors to the apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone who well and sincere Akim that's preaching this truth. Okay, rightly dividing it. Shemiah Mophin is a mopper from the great millstone playing tables camp. Shalom to the rest of the remnant of the elect of the nation of Israel, which are the 1/3, the men, women, and children that are believers in the words of this prophecy, the prophecies, which is of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, that testimony. Okay, and yeah, shalom to the prophets, all right, that are of the elect. Okay, 144,000 choice men out of each of 12,000 out of each of the 12 tribes of Israel, collectively 144. So, Shemiah Mophin is my from the Great Muslim Playing Tables Camp. Just come with this wee lesson. So, make sure the audio is good. Audio should be fine. Yahweh Ratzazah. So, you have it here. The popsicle force. Okay. You see you. Or ICE. Okay. Strike teams deployed to Minneapolis after bombshell Somali welfare fraud reported to Overlink T. Alright, or horrors. Okay. So you go into it, which basically this just goes on to just bring out more so of the divided house of this Edomite government, right? The rogue men, which are claiming to be wheat, but is no, is not, isn't it? They're red, Adawam, okay? The elite go back to Edom, alright? And you have it that their house is definitely divided, okay? So, we seeing them turn on each other, okay? And other information is coming out. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12 and 51. And this is in the red letter, which is Yahweh Shai's words, which he come in the volume of the book. It is the word of the Most High. So, you listen to it all. It says, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division. Okay, and that's, of course, division goes back to the dia marismas, all right, which goes into the disunion, dissension, okay, opinion, and conduct. Okay, you have it where there's a disunion. There's no harmonious arrangement with these E's, okay? You come into them, they got all types of schisms, all right? They're not speaking the same word, all right? And the Lord made it that way, okay? He divided man. It says, but verse 51, suppose, I'll get verse 52, for from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2 and 2 against 3. Right? The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, and the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother, and the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Okay, so you have that division. And then the family, the kindreds, okay, the people, all right? And as, we go into fast forward into Isaiah 19, it talks about, I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians, all right? This is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, so we know the people are the Egyptians, okay, spiritually, okay, and servitude, okay? You have it, this government goes and try to control your own thought process and what you believe in, Okay, it uses a lot of witchcraft involved with that. It says, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, and the spirit of Egypt or America shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsels thereof. All right, this is another way the Lord destroying the counsels. Okay, by bringing out these different errors. Okay, that are on in. And a lot of people would take, saying that a particular place is good and a good contributing to the Americans' way and standard, but you have it that they going out, you funding the enemies, okay, yourself, and that's how he works anyway. It says, "I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they that seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards." All right, and the Egyptians will I give into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Okay, you got Donald Nero Trump, okay, out there, and he's using these different strike teams, okay, now to attack these different people of Somali origin, sons of Ham, basically, in their particular tribes and such. Okay, but investigative journalist Christopher Rufo, whose City Journal expose revealed how Minnesota Somali community stole billions in taxpayer funds. Okay, and you had to watch that and check that out. With money ultimately flowing to foreign T networks, notes that just weeks after the bombshell report, the Popsicle Force has now been mobilized in Minneapolis. So now they know this, which, hey, you had Deutsch and all that, expose a lot of things, right? They're going and say how it started, how's it going. They got largest funder of Al Shabaab is the Minnesota taxpayer. All right. New Popsicle Force operation said to target Somali migrants in Twin Cities. So don't think that it's just on Jake, even though it's Jacob Trouble, but the heathen will be experiencing a lot of things too. And you got Israelites among Somali. The RC has been scattered across the four winds. So it says, Rufo cited a report that from the New York Times that said Trump administration launched a massive popsicle enforcement operation in Minneapolis and St. Paul area, set to target hundreds of thousands of alien Somalis. All right, those that are legal alien Somalis, but hey, who's to tell who's legal and who is illegal? At least you run their documents, right? Okay, so this particular guy, Omar Fatah, which he's up in your government in Minneapolis. He's actually a Minnesota State Senate member. Okay. The Minnesota Democratic Farmer Labor Party. Okay, so he's part of that. He's one of the first Somali American, and he is a Muslim. Okay, and he serves on your Minnesota Senate. Okay, which goes, of course, to pass um, these laws. Okay, so you had to, question, like, what nation is he really for? Is he pro America, or when you find out that this money is what was going to this particular organization of T, you know what else you do, and you have it where that particular Minnesota, their governor is Tim Walz, um, who he tried to become a vice president with Kamala Harris, right? And that didn't work. They say that Governor Walz is a hub of fraudulent money laundering activity, adding, I am as President of the United States hereby terminating effectively immediately the temporary protection status of Somalis in Minnesota. And look, Trump is being definitely that cruel lord. He revoking all of these statuses that allow different and people of different alien origin, as they would say, for outside of America, their temporary status, protected status in this country. Okay, and then they say that they offer democracy during the news conference on Tuesday. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey's loyalties were with the Somalis. Right? Rufo commented on the news saying, "Incredible, the Somalis in Jacob Frey's city stole billions of taxpayer money, and all they can do is mindlessly repeat Orange Man bad." All right. So you go down, it says, meanwhile, hundreds of employees at the Minnesota Department of Human Services blasted far-left government Tim Walz for ignoring repeated warnings about massive Somali welfare fraud schemes and for retaliating against the whistleblowers. Okay. Earlier this week, Treasury Secretary Scott Benson announced that his agency would further investigate the Minnesota tax dollars that had been funneled to Al-Shabaab. Okay. Al-Shabaab. The investigation seems directly from Rufo's reporting. Keep in mind, Al-Shabaab is a U.S. designated foreign organization and a Al-Qaeda affiliate based in Somalia. Right, President Trump on Tuesday took further aim at Minnesota Somali community. They contribute nothing, and I don't. It says I don't want them in our country. That's not politically correct, but I don't care. I don't want them here. There's a country. Their country is no good for a reason. So, hey, Trump being exactly Trump, E'd out. All right. Major accuser, and this is why people are gonna turn back to their own people. All right, but this dude gonna force it, and we're just gonna see the changes that happen in Babylon. All right, because a lot of these people been proud. All right, Isaiah 13:11, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Okay, definitely many forward with it. Okay, it says, scripture. Yeah, Isaiah chapter 13:14. It shall be as a chase road and as the sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee every one into his own land. Okay? And that's what, hey, in Minnesota, hey, they packed that place up with the Somalis. Okay? But look also what it done did. So there's a lot of shameful spewing. And you gotta question what is being done with these different leaders, okay, in these different vassal states. But it says, "Thou art Habakkuk chapter 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory." All right, they glory, and we seeing it. Different fraud. What the money is going to is going, to the corrupt and very very and foreign entities, nations. Okay, in the name of democracy. But look at how Trump feel. Okay. So this is the great disgrace, which is the Qualawan. So from Qualawan. All right, be a disgrace and shame. Okay. Now they got popsicle for strike teams to come get them. But that's it. Another war-torn area became a place for America to, those to be protective status is now being revoked. So, hey, we're seeing the cruelty of Eve. Never trust thy enemy. Shalom to the elect.